Drop everything you think you know about reality. Because what I'm about to tell you is not a metaphor, not a philosophy, but a law that is shaping your life right now, whether you see it or not. Every argument, every joy, every loss, every gift, none of it has ever been random. The world you move through is not separate from you. It is echoing you, reflecting you, translating the hidden blueprint of your inner world into the language of outer events. This is the law of correspondence. As within, so without, as above, so below. The ancients whispered it. Mystics built their wisdom on it. And today, science, almost reluctantly, is beginning to prove it. The patterns inside your body echo in rivers, trees, and galaxies, different scales, same design. The part contains the whole, and the whole repeats itself in the part. But this law is not only written in nature, it is written in you. The beliefs you bury, the emotions you carry, the stories you replay in your mind. These are the codes reality is copying into form. Life does not create at random. It corresponds, it mirrors, it obeys. And here's the truth most people never realize. The mirror has no will of its own. It cannot show you anything except what you bring to it. Carry fear, and the reflection darkens. Carry gratitude, and the reflection glows. The mirror does not choose, it reveals. So what is your life reflecting? What inner image is being projected so faithfully into the circumstances around you? Journey with me. Because the law of correspondence is not just a truth about the universe, it is a doorway into your own becoming. Stand before a mirror, and it shows you what you already are. You raise your hand, and the image follows. You smile, and it smiles back. The mirror does not argue, it does not delay, it does not distort, it simply reflects. The law of correspondence tells us that life itself is such a mirror. Every event, every encounter, every pattern you face is reality's reflection of something already imprinted within. Look closely at the natural world, and you will see this principle written everywhere. The veins of a leaf mirror the branching of rivers. The spiral of a seashell matches the spiral of galaxies. Neurons in your brain fire in networks that look uncannily like the structure of the cosmic web. Different scales, same design. The part reflects the whole echoes in the part. This is the essence of correspondence, repetition of pattern across every layer of existence. From the atom to the universe, from your private thoughts to the unfolding of civilizations, reality works by mirroring itself. Change one layer, and resonance ripples outward, altering all that corresponds. Science names this principle in many ways. Mathematicians call it fractals, endlessly repeating shapes that retain the same structure, no matter how closely you zoom in or out. Physicists suggest the universe may be holographic, meaning every fragment of the whole contains the blueprint of the entire cosmos. Biologists see correspondence in the fractal geometry of lungs, blood vessels, and even broccoli florets. Patterns nested within patterns, symmetry echoing through form. Mystics knew this long before microscopes or telescopes. The Hermetic axiom, as above, so below, pointed to the secret architecture of reality. The Upanishads of India declared, "The universe is within you, and you are within the universe." The wisdom of Kabbalah teaches that the higher worlds correspond to the lower, and that what is hidden in spirit emerges in matter. Different traditions, one truth, nothing stands alone, everything is reflection. But here is the radical implication. If reality is a mirror, then the image you encounter outside is never separate from the pattern within. A recurring challenge is not a punishment. It is a reflection of a deeper imprint in the psyche. A blessing is not mere chance. It is resonance with the frequency you have been carrying. The outer world cannot help but echo the inner one. Think of your life as a hall of mirrors. Walk through it carrying joy, and every reflection gleams. Walk through it carrying fear, and the reflections distort and darken. The mirrors do not choose what to show you. They simply reveal what you bring. And so the question becomes, what is the source image you are projecting? What blueprint is life faithfully copying into form? The law of correspondence does not accuse or condemn. It does not say, you are to blame for your reflection. It simply reveals that there is no separation between within and without. The mirror is not your enemy. It is your teacher. Every repeated pattern is an invitation to look deeper, to trace the echo back to its origin, to realize that the reflection can only change when the source changes. This is the science of reflection, the mechanics of how the universe communicates. Not through random accidents, but through elegant repetition. Not through silence, but through mirrors. And once you see this, life itself becomes scripture. Every detail a verse, every reflection a teaching. If the universe mirrors patterns across its vastness, then the most immediate canvas it reflects is the one within you. The blueprint of your psyche is not confined to your skull, it radiates into the field of life itself. Think of your mind as an architect. Every thought sketches a line, every belief lays a foundation, every emotion paints color into the design, and reality, obedient and precise, constructs the outer world according to these inner drafts. Modern psychology hints at this. Unhealed trauma repeats itself until it is acknowledged, showing up in different faces, different jobs, different chapters, but always with the same storyline. Cognitive science speaks of confirmation bias. We notice and attract the very evidence that reinforces our beliefs. A person convinced the world is hostile will find hostility everywhere, just as one convinced of kindness will encounter it in the unlikeliest places. Spiritual traditions go further. They tell us consciousness does not just filter reality, it generates it. The emotions you nurse become the vibrations you live in, and vibration is creative. Fear writes the code of limitation. Joy writes the code of expansion. The subconscious, vast and unseen, is the hidden projector casting images upon the screen of the world. This is why the law of correspondence is not abstract. It is intimate. It explains why you keep meeting the same kind of partner, why money flows or stalls in rhythm with your self-worth, why health mirrors emotional turbulence. The universe is not mocking you, it is mirroring you. The outer is the teacher of the inner. Look at your life as though it were a dream. In a dream, every character and every setting is woven from your own unconscious. So too in waking life, the world corresponds to your inner stories. To walk through life awake is to ask, what part of me is being shown here? What thought, what wound, what belief is shaping this reflection? The beauty is that this law is also the key to liberation. Change the inner narrative and the outer must correspond. Heal the wound and the repeating pattern dissolves. Cultivate gratitude and life finds new ways to echo it back. The mirror does not resist, it obeys. And so, your psyche is not merely a private space. It is the workshop of creation. The architect's table on which reality drafts its next form. Step back and the mirror widens. Beyond your personal psyche, correspondence reveals itself on a cosmic scale. The ancients knew humanity is not separate from the stars, but a reflection of them. The Hermetic axiom whispers, as above, so below. The Vedas proclaim that the Atman, the individual soul, is the mirror of Brahman, the universal soul. Kabbalists map the tree of life as a reflection of divine realms cascading into matter. Across cultures, the same teaching returns. The small reflects the great, the human reflects the cosmos. And now, science is circling the same truth. Look at the structure of the observable universe. Galaxies strung together in filaments, vast cosmic webs stretching across billions of light years. Place them beside an image of neurons firing in the human brain, and the resemblance is uncanny. Two vastly different scales, one repeating pattern. The universe thinks in correspondences. Quantum physics suggests entanglement. Particles separated by light years still mirror each other's state. To shift one is to shift the other. Holographic theories argue that the entire cosmos may be encoded in each fragment of space, just as every shard of a hologram contains the image of the whole. We are not tiny accidents in an indifferent cosmos. We are miniature universes, fractal expressions of the same intelligence that arranges galaxies. The rhythm of your breath corresponds to the tides of the sea. The beat of your heart echoes the pulsing of stars. The same equations that describe planetary orbits shape the spirals in your DNA. To study the stars, then, is to study yourself. Astrology at its purest was never about prediction, but about recognition, the acknowledgement that human life and cosmic movement are mirrors of each other, woven by the same threads of correspondence. This law erases separation. The vastness above does not dominate you, and the smallness below does not exclude you. They are reflections of one reality, refracted at different scales. And so when you gaze at the night sky, understand this: you are not looking out into distance. You are looking into another dimension of yourself. The cosmos is not out there, it is mirrored in here. This is the grandeur of correspondence, the realization that your inner life, your personal story, and your very breath are woven into the same pattern that moves galaxies. The law of correspondence is not only a cosmic truth or a mystical axiom. It is lived, breathed, and tested in the smallest details of your everyday life. Every relationship, every challenge, every moment of grace is the mirror showing you what you most need to see. Consider relationships. Have you noticed how certain dynamics repeat? The critical boss who echoes a critical parent, the partner who reflects your hidden insecurities or your unacknowledged strengths. This is not coincidence. People enter your life as living mirrors, embodying what your psyche carries but does not always see. The reflection will persist until it is integrated, until you no longer need the outer mirror to remind you of what is unresolved within. Look too at your relationship with money. If you believe deep down that you are unworthy, money seems scarce, opportunities slip away, and generosity feels threatening. But shift the inner script. Root yourself in a sense of worth and flow, and suddenly outer conditions begin to rearrange. New openings appear, support arrives, abundance echoes back. Health follows the same law. The body speaks the mind's hidden language. Suppressed anger may surface as tension, chronic fear may echo as fatigue, grief as heaviness in the chest. When you address the emotional or energetic root, the body often begins to realign. The reflection shifts when the inner landscape changes. This law invites us to live with a different kind of awareness. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this showing me about myself?" A setback may not be punishment, but a mirror revealing an inner pattern that craves healing. A repeated conflict may be life insisting that you face what you've long ignored. The reflection does not lie, and it will not vanish until its message has been read. But this law is not a sentence, it is a key. Once you recognize the mirror, you are no longer trapped by it. You can choose a new thought, nurture a new emotion, embody a new state of being. The outer world, faithful as always, will adjust to match. Imagine walking through your day with this awareness. Every interaction, a mirror. Every obstacle, a message. Every joy, a confirmation. Life becomes less random and more like a dialogue with yourself, a sacred conversation between the inner and the outer. And in this dialogue, you are not a passive participant. You are the author of the inner script, and therefore the co-creator of the outer play. The law of correspondence teaches responsibility, but also empowerment. If reality reflects you, then by reshaping yourself, you reshape reality. To live this law is to live as an artist of the unseen, sculpting the inner until the outer glimmers with new reflection. It is to realize that every mirror is an invitation, every echo a chance to choose again, every reflection a door to transformation. The law of correspondence reveals the secret architecture of existence. Reality is not a random sequence of events, but a reflection of patterns nested within patterns, from the cosmos to your own heart. It whispers that nothing is separate and nothing is meaningless. The stars reflect the soul, the body reflects the mind, the world reflects the self. To walk through life awake is to recognize the hall of mirrors and to read the messages written in reflection. This law is both humbling and empowering. Humbling because it shows us that the outer world is not under our control, it is under our correspondence. Empowering because it reminds us that mastery lies within. When you change the source image, the reflections cannot help but shift. So polish the mirror of your inner world, cleanse it of distortion, fear, and false belief. Fill it with clarity, love, and vision, and watch as reality itself bends to echo the transformation. The universe does not hide its truth, it reflects it. And when you awaken to this, you realize that destiny is not written for you, it is written through you, in the language of mirrors.